This week in AI has been absolutely ridiculous. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei warned that AI could surpass most human cognitive abilities within a small number of years. And also Sam Altman warns of a superintelligence tipping point. We have data showing that Anthropic could overtake OpenAI in revenue. Microsoft built a glass chip that can store terabytes of data for 10,000 years. Google launched a free tool called Pomelli that turns your product photos into professional studio shots using AI. And also we have a new open source image generation model called DeepGen, a free voice generator that can clone anyone's voice from just a short audio reference, DuoGen from NVIDIA, which writes step-by-step guides with matching images automatically, and FireRed-Image-Edit, a powerful image editing model from Hugging Face, and a lot more. So let's jump right in. First up, at the India AI Summit in New Delhi, Dario Amodei warned that artificial intelligence could surpass most human cognitive abilities within a small number of years.
Well advanced on that curve, and there are only a small number of years for AI models surpassing the cognitive capabilities of most humans for most things. We're increasingly close to what I've called a country of geniuses in a data center, a set of AI agents that are more capable than most humans at most things and can coordinate at superhuman speed. That level of capability is something the world has never seen before and brings a very wide range of both opportunities and concerns for humanity.
Also, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman warns of a superintelligence tipping point at the India AI Summit.
On our current trajectory, we believe we may be only a couple of years away from early versions of true superintelligence. If we are right, by the end of 2028, more of the world's intellectual capacity could reside inside of data centers than outside of them. This is an extraordinary statement to make, and of course we could be wrong, but I think it really bears serious consideration. A superintelligence, at some point on its development curve, would be capable of doing a better job being the CEO of a major company than any executive, certainly me, or doing better research than our best scientists.
Sundar Pichai announced that Google will establish a full-stack AI hub in India as part of a $15 billion infrastructure investment in India.
Google is establishing a full-stack AI hub, part of our $15 billion infrastructure investment in India.
Next up, this one is super important if you follow the AI industry at all. Anthropic could overtake OpenAI in revenue by around August 2026. Now that might sound wild. OpenAI has been the biggest name in AI since ChatGPT launched, but the numbers tell a really interesting story. Anthropic's revenue has been growing at roughly 10 times per year. OpenAI, by comparison, has been growing at around 3.4 times per year, so the gap is closing very, very fast. You can actually look at this chart, and the crossover point is projected to happen around August 2026 at an annualized revenue of roughly $43 billion. But still, the fact that 12 months ago, most people would not have predicted Anthropic competing at this level. Saudi Arabia's Humane, the kingdom's artificial intelligence company, said on Wednesday it had invested $3 billion in Elon Musk's xAI as a part of its Series E funding round just prior to its acquisition by SpaceX. This deal was announced in February 2026, and it's part of a much larger wave of Saudi investment into AI. Saudi Arabia has been very aggressive about positioning itself as an AI powerhouse, and putting $3 billion into xAI is a massive statement of intent. This next one is super cool from a pure technology standpoint. It's about Microsoft's Project Silica. Microsoft has built a glass chip that can store terabytes of data for 10,000 years. So here's how it works. Microsoft uses a laser to etch data directly into small pieces of glass at the microscopic level. The data is encoded in tiny structures inside the glass, not on the surface, which is why it doesn't degrade the way magnetic hard drives or even SSDs do over time. But the revolutionary aspect of the technique is that it harnesses the properties of light to encode gigabytes of data within a tiny square of borosilicate glass, roughly 0.08 inches or 2 millimeters thick. The glass can survive extreme temperatures, humidity, electromagnetic pulses, and just about anything else you throw at it. Microsoft has been working on Project Silica for several years, and this latest chip represents a major step in making it practical. Also, this week, YouTube is bringing its conversational AI feature to your television. YouTube has had this conversational AI tool for a while now on mobile devices. Basically, you can ask questions about a video while you're watching it, and the AI answers based on the content. Now, YouTube is experimenting with bringing this same experience to your TV screen. According to YouTube's support page, eligible users can click the Ask button on their TV screen to summon the AI assistant. The feature offers suggested questions based on the video, or users can use their remote's microphone button to ask anything related to the video. They've been rolling out various AI features, from auto-generated summaries to AI-powered comments tools, and this TV expansion is another piece of that strategy. Now, it is still described as an experiment, so it's not rolling out to everyone everywhere right away. Next up, Anthropic just released Claude Sonnet 4.6, and they're calling it their most capable Sonnet model ever. It's a full upgrade across coding, computer use, long context reasoning, agent planning, knowledge work, and design. In real-world testing, users preferred Sonnet 4.6 over the previous Sonnet model about 70% of the time in coding tasks. And here's the crazy part. Users even preferred Sonnet 4.6 over Opus 4.5, Anthropic's flagship model from November 2025, 59% of the time. So you're basically getting near Opus performance at Sonnet prices. And the pricing didn't change. It's still $3 per million input tokens and $15 per million output tokens. The context window is also huge. Sonnet 4.6 now comes with a 1 million token context window in beta. That means you can feed it entire code bases, dozens of research papers, or very long contracts in a single conversation. That's double the previous Sonnet context limit. Anthropic launched computer use back in October 2024, and at the time, they admitted it was experimental and error-prone. While months later, Sonnet 4.6 scored 72.5% on the OS World Verified benchmark. That's way up from where they started. Early users are seeing near human-level capability on tasks like navigating complex spreadsheets and filling out multi-step web forms across browser tabs. Also, Claude Sonnet 4.6 has improved on benchmarks across the board. As you can see here, in the terminal coding benchmark, Sonnet 4.6 performs better than Gemini 3 Pro, and in the agentic coding benchmark, it performs equally to Opus 4.5 and as well as GPT 5.2 at a lower price tag. In other benchmarks, Sonnet 4.6 performs well, and in some benchmarks, it performs better than other AI models. Also, Sonnet 4.6 is now the default model for Claude's free and pro plans at Claude.ai. So if you use Claude without paying anything, you just got a significant upgrade. Also, this week, Claude integration in PowerPoint, and it's now available on the Claude Pro plan. Claude works alongside you in PowerPoint, building slides, making pinpoint edits, and iterating on your deck in real time. Claude reads your layouts, fonts, and slide masters, so every change stays on brand and on template. So if you're on the Pro plan, you can try this out now. Next up, Leonardo just announced a new chapter for the platform. Leonardo AI is one of the most popular image generation tools out there. Now, Leonardo AI completely rebranded its platform. They posted on X, announcing, "Today marks the start of a new chapter for Leonardo. As generative AI tools continue to push creativity into a new era, yours to create is our call to action to creators everywhere, because with Leonardo, anything you can imagine is yours to create." Also, this week, OpenAI made code blocks in ChatGPT way more interactive for developers. Now you can write, edit, and preview your code all in one place. Create and preview diagrams and mini apps in chat. Review code in split-screen views. Make changes in full-screen view. For developers, the new update gives you more options directly within the code block itself. You're able to interact with the code, run it, or manipulate it without having to leave the chat. This makes the coding workflow much smoother. This next one is super cool for anyone who sells products online or runs a small business. Google just launched a new feature inside called Pomelli. Pomelli is a free tool from Google Labs. We want to help these businesses grow by making it easier to generate on-brand photos and marketing campaigns that feel authentic and professional. Now let me show you how it works. You upload a photo of your product, then pick a template. There are lots of templates here. You can choose whatever you want. And then as you click on Create a Photo Shoot, the AI generates a professional-looking image with your actual product placed convincingly into that scene. Pomelli also has an improved image generation feature where you can use style reference images, so you can upload an existing photo that has the vibe you want, and the AI uses that to guide the output. And there's a campaign feature where you just input a product URL, and it can generate full marketing campaigns. And this is completely free free, and you can try it on Google Labs. I'll provide the link in my description. Next up, this one is super important for the long-term future of AI, and I think it doesn't get as much attention as it should. OpenAI just announced a $7.5 million grant to the Alignment Project, a global fund for independent alignment research created by the UK AI Security Institute. AI alignment research is basically the field that tries to make sure AI systems do what humans actually want them to do, safely and reliably. It's one of the hardest problems in all of AI research. What makes this announcement particularly interesting is the word independent. OpenAI is not just doing this internally. They're giving resources to researchers who are working outside of OpenAI. This means researchers who might disagree with OpenAI's approaches, who might find problems OpenAI hasn't found, who can look at things with fresh eyes. Also, this week, OpenAI introduced something called EVMbench. In their official blog post, OpenAI introduced EVMbench together with Paradigm, a benchmark evaluating the ability of AI agents to detect, patch, and exploit high-severity smart contract vulnerabilities. Now let me explain to you in simple language. EVMbench is a new benchmark designed to test how well AI models can understand and work with Ethereum virtual machine code, basically blockchain smart contracts. Now, smart contract development is a huge deal in the crypto and Web3 world. These are programs that run on the Ethereum blockchain and control things like DeFi protocols, NFT platforms, and decentralized applications, and they're notoriously difficult to write correctly. A bug in a smart contract can cost millions of dollars in lost funds, so having an AI that can reliably read, write, and audit smart contracts would be incredibly valuable. EVMbench gives the industry a standardized way to measure how good AI models actually are at this task. Next up, Reddit is experimenting with a new shopping product experience right inside their search results. So when you search for something on Reddit, say you search for best noise-canceling headphones or gaming chair recommendations, instead of just showing you posts and comments, Reddit might now show you product listings directly in the search results. This is a big deal because Reddit has a very loyal community of people who go there specifically to get honest product recommendations. Also this week, we have a new open source image generation model called DeepGen 1.0. This is an image generation model that can create image content from text prompts, and it is a lightweight unified multimodal model with only 5 billion parameters, meaning that it is small enough to run on a standard consumer laptop and integrates 5 core capabilities: general image generation, general image editing, reasoning image generation, reasoning image editing, and text rendering within a single model. As you can see here, DeepGen 1.0 is competitive with or surpassing the state-of-the-art unified multimodal models that are 3 times to 16 times larger, achieving comprehensive performance. And across multiple benchmarks, DeepGen 1.0 surpasses almost every image generation model. Now let's see some examples here. As you can see, it generates high-quality images with insane accuracy. Like in text rendering, it generates text in the images perfectly. Every text is clearly visible, and also in reasoning, editing it perfectly maps the puzzle from start to end, and so many other examples here. The awesome thing is that it is an open source model. Next up, this one is super impressive. This is probably my favorite open source release this week. It's called MOSS-TTS, and it's a complete AI audio generation family from the OpenMOSS team. And when I say family, I mean they dropped 5 different models at once, each one built for a different use case. This is like a full audio production studio as open source software. It is designed for high fidelity, high expressiveness, and complex real-world scenarios, covering stable long-form speech, multi-speaker dialogue, voice/character design, environmental sound effects, and real-time streaming TTS. Here's what the 5 models do. First, MOSS-TTS itself. This is the flagship model. It can clone anyone's voice from just a short audio reference with zero-shot capability, meaning you don't need to fine-tune anything. You give it a short audio clip, and it clones that voice. It can also generate up to 1 hour of continuous speech in a single run, which is wild. Let's see an example here.
Why are we here? What's the origin of the universe? What is the end? What are the questions that we don't even know to ask?
Maybe we're here because the universe wanted to know itself, and then maybe it ends when it forgets.
Second, MOSS-TTSD. This one is built for expressive, multi-speaker, and ultra-long dialogues.
Do you know who you are?
I think I'm just vibration of frequency. You?
I'm a memory.
A memory?
Something like that. A moment people are pulled back to when they hear my voice and remember the time we shared, not only who I was, but who they were and how they felt then.
Come on, you're just a cloned voice. Nothing but words spoken by a synthetic sound.
I know. But this voice is an echo of his existence.
Third, MOSS voice generator. This is a crazy one. You describe a voice in text, an elderly voice, slow and relaxed, with a gentle smiling tone, and it creates that voice from scratch.
爷爷今天去打牌了，不是乱花钱。
我的娃娃丢了，有人看见它了吗？谁可以帮我找找？
Fourth, MOSS-TTS real-time. This is optimized for voice AI agents, low-latency streaming designed to work in real-time conversations. And fifth, MOSS sound effect, a content creation model specialized in sound effect generation with wide category coverage and controllable duration. Generates audio for natural environments, urban scenes, biological sounds, human actions, and musical fragments, suitable for film, games, and interactive experiences. The whole thing is trained on 3 million hours of data of speech, music, and sound effects combined, and it outperforms Google's Gemini 2.5 on dialogue generation benchmarks. MOSS-TTS currently supports 20 languages. The entire family is released under the Apache 2.0 license, so you can use it commercially. I'll link to the main page in the description below. Also this week, NVIDIA Research published something super interesting from their Deep Imagination Research Lab. It's called DuoGen, and it can generate text and matching images together in a single output. So DuoGen wrote a step-by-step guide with a matching image, then more text, then another image, all generated together, with the images actually matching what the text is describing. Here are some of the actual examples. When you ask, "Can you teach me how to make mushroom and egg stir-fry?" DuoGen generates steps with photos showing the food at each stage. First, it gives the first step with a synchronized image, then the second step, then the third, and so on. The model doesn't lose track of what things look like from step to step, and you can also do a lot of other things like image editing, multi-reference generation, multi-round editing, robotic manipulation, and world navigation. Now, if you compare DuoGen with other models that try to do text-image generation together, most of them either produce great text with mediocre images or decent images that don't quite match the text. DuoGen outperforms prior open-source models in text quality, image fidelity, and how well the images line up with the text context. The data and code will be released publicly. I'll link to the NVIDIA research page in the description. And we also have another open source tool for image creators and developers. It's called FireRed-Image-Edit 1.0, released by the FireRed team on Hugging Face. It is a general purpose image editing model that delivers high fidelity and consistent editing across a wide range of scenarios. Here are some examples of what it can do. Text style preservation. You can add text to an image and it maintains the style and font of any existing text in the image. This is something most open source models struggle with. FireRed-Image-Edit does it with quality comparable to closed source solutions. Photo restoration. It can take old, degraded photographs and restore them to high quality. Great for family photos or historical images. Virtual try-on. This is a big one for e-commerce. If you compare FireRed-Image-Edit with the other leading open source editing models, it holds up very well. Covers things like object replacement, style transfer, beautification, and low-level enhancement tasks already available for comfy UI workflows as well. The awesome thing is the model is already live on Hugging Face with a demo space you can try right now. I'll link to the FireRed team Hugging Face page in the description below. And that sums up all the highlights in AI this week. Let me know in the comments what you think of all of this. Which piece of news was your favorite? And which tool are you most looking forward to trying out?